Hi, my name is Richard Hernandez, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a tribute speech about somebody who I feel like has changed my life forever, and some person who I strive to be like, and that person's name is Jesus. So, love your neighbor as yourself, Jesus said. So the love for people was at the very center of the message of Jesus. Today I'm going to share with you guys how Jesus has affected my life by telling you guys a little bit about his. I've been reading and obeying the teachings of Jesus since August 8th of 2020. And what I mean by that is that was the day that I got saved. So that was the day that I came to the knowledge that Jesus was an actual person and Jesus was somebody who I could actually know and learn about. Jesus was a man who changed the fate of the world by setting an example of how a person can successfully live a sinless life full of love and compassion for others. Today we're going to be looking at the early stages of Jesus' life and the beginning stages of his ministry. Jesus was born in a barn while his father Joseph and his mother Mary were on the run from King Herod. King Herod ordered the death of every infant in Judea under the age of 2. Knowing this, his parents fled. While he did not have the best start, he had 2 parents who were dedicated to watch their son fulfill the purpose in his life. Jesus grew up to become a master carpenter, craftsman until he started his ministry at the age of 30. The beginning of Jesus' ministry starts with him getting baptized by his cousin John, following a 40-day fast in the wilderness. Jesus had a 3-year ministry where he spent that time traveling, preaching, and performing many miracles. The lifestyles, the teachings, ultimate sacrifice of Jesus would end up impacting 2.3 billion people today, 2,000 years after his death. Now, I will give my thoughts on what I feel like the purpose of that ministry was and how his ministry has personally affected me in my life. Looking at the life and ministry of Jesus, I can conclude that the main purpose of that life and of that ministry was to show the world that it was possible to live a sinless life, and it was possible to live strictly for the goodness and well-beings of others. Jesus constantly loved those who were rejected and outcasted. Many times in his group, he had tax collectors, and those people were hated back in that time, and prostitutes, people who wouldn't get any kind of treatment from anybody just because of who they were and the things that they've done, and Jesus would reach out to them and befriend them and make them feel like they could have somebody if nobody else wanted them. He made those who had no place feel like they had a home. The teachings of Jesus made me more loving and compassionate for others and those around me. The more that I get to learn about Jesus and the more that I learn about the person, who he is and the things that he's done, it makes me want to be more like that in a way to not always judge somebody by the things they've done or look at them with a certain kind of lens already. Jesus was a man who cared more about the people of this world and being a servant above everything else. He is the person I strive to be like. The life of Jesus and the teaching of Jesus will continue to change people's lives to the end of time. He will always have an impact on our world today, and people are always going to stand up and speak about him because of the impact that he's made. So I'm going to end this speech by quoting one of the most famous verses that he says, and it's about love. The greater love has no one than this, that someone may lay his life down for his friends. And he gives us that example by laying his life down for us. He calls us his friends, he calls us his brothers and sisters, and we get to live our lives having that personal relationship with him. And knowing that makes me want to strive to be more like him. So I thank you guys for the time today. And that ends my speech. I hope that was long enough for you. That was pretty